Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Today is June 26th, and it's 3:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S. Apparently, the court is coming back on the record soon, so we are here waiting on the KarenRead verdict watch. There's just a fan, but I just got notification that the court is going to be on the record. Maybe they're just going to be releasing the jury for today. Maybe they're going to say something. We are here waiting on that. And just a very anxious day, very anxious evening, even for me, who doesn't know the family personally, who doesn't know Karen personally. I really haven't been able to sleep last night. I was up until like over 3 a.m. I was just so nervous and full of anxiety. I guess that's the best way to describe. I'm so glad you guys are here. Like, I didn't notify anybody that I was going to go live, but I figured, I would like to experience this moment live if we're all together. Hello, Karina. Hello, Bluebird. Uh, how are you guys doing? Is this as nerve wracking for you as it is for me? Vincent, hello. I mean, I haven't, like, my face is so tired. Like, I have not slept last night. I was just so anxious. I don't understand. Like, and then today they're taking, longer than I guess what we've liked. Thank you, Vincent. I like your style. Thank you so much. They're taking so long, and they had some questions about the search, some of the evidence, which got me a little bit nervous. Trust the process. Yes, Vincent is saying trust the process. Yes, yes, yes. Makeup Queen, hi. I've been praying. Yes, me too. Me too. I do think that Karen does have a lot of goodness on her side, because just think about those ARCA experts coming out of nowhere, being completely independent to testify so professionally, like the best level of experts we can have. It's those two, Dr. Wolf, hi, and Dr. Ranchler, and the Emmy as well, and everybody that came, and just they're just testifying on her behalf. Pretty much, they are independent, but they're testifying for the defense, and the facts are on her side. Even with the involuntary manslaughter and the lesser included, or however they put that on the verdict form, I was thinking, okay, maybe I should be a little nervous in case somebody in the jury is thinking, well, but maybe she did it. Maybe she did it by accident. To me, those jury instructions, when they first read it, like, were very complicated. I know there's a lot of attorneys covering this case, and to them, it might have been like super easy to understand, but I had some issues understanding. I was like, okay, so wait, if I think that maybe she hit him with the car, like, does that mean that I would possibly vote guilty on the second form or the third form? So, or is it, from what I understand, is if I don't believe the car was the cause of death, right? If I'm with the ARCA guys and I believe there's no way the tail light could have caused the damage to the arm, therefore I believe he passed away, he died of some other cause, and the SUV is not involved, Karen is not involved, that means that she would be not guilty on all three counts. That's what I understand from it. So I don't know why the jury was asking for some type of search form to look at the search. I don't know if that means like they were looking for what the investigators were searching for. I would love to hear your comments, your feedback on this, because honestly, I'm just so tired and so nervous and praying, praying, praying. This is going to be a not guilty all around for her, because this is such a burden on her and her family. And we really haven't had proof beyond a reasonable doubt that she has committed this. Um, we have other cases like, and if the court comes back, I'll definitely stop talking right away. Uh, Wait, there you go. All right, let me make myself really small here, guys.
Back in session, you may be seated.
The jurors have indicated they want to go home, so they're
Oh,
coming over.
all right. Oof. You want to go home, guys? They did not come of nowhere. God sent Dr. Rosso to help Karen. The whole universe is helping Karen by exposing the darkness. Monica, I believe in that 100%. 100%. That's exactly what I'm saying. This is so nerve-wracking. Universal Truth, good to have you here. The CERT report doesn't exist. The team that came to 34 at 5:30 a.m. did not do one. Okay, so I think I know what you're talking about. The guy, now his face came to my mind. The guy that testified that they told me to look over here for this specific thing, and we found it over here, right? I think that so they were looking for a report on that. Okay, that's I don't like that. That means they're still questioning that maybe the SUV did it. Oh my goodness. So nerve wracking. I guess they're just gonna go home and they're just gonna make us wait another night. Who's gonna be able to sleep like this? Jury. I mean, this is a huge case. It's a huge 8-9 weeks of case, and it's completely understandable the jury is going to take their time and be diligent about it, but very nerve-wracking. Karina, no chain of custody. Yes, exactly. Everything passed through Michael Proctor's hand. Everything passed through Michael Proctor's hand. Judge, I'm so mad at you today. We'll go over that after we're done with this. Oh, Judge Bev. Judge Bev. Yes, Susan. O'Hara is his name. 3 unknown men on the scene. Right. They just like, all right, we just saw some guys walking around, just happens that way. Okay.
All right, jurors, you've been working hard today. I understand you want to go home, so we'll suspend for the day and we'll see you tomorrow morning ready to start right at 9. So please follow those same 3 instructions. Do not discuss this case with anyone. Don't do any independent research or investigation into this case. If you happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case, please disregard it. Put the whole case out of your mind until tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
All rise with the jury. Jury out, please.
And that's that. Look at Turtle. The turtle is right back there behind Mr. Paul O'Keefe. The turtle.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
All rise, please. We'll be in recess.
Goodbye.
All right, goodbye. I just sat here all afternoon, which is normal. I am not complaining. I'm working on a video anyway that I'm going to be releasing later to you guys, for you guys, which is the video on what happened today in court, right? Corinna's saying, I love Turtle Boy. Yes, he's a firecracker, that's for sure. And I can't believe that the lady Jill Albert assaulted him. She just came out of her car, like just slapping him and grabbing his phone. That's insane. I was thinking about going to Canton to watch the verdict, but I was like, I'm not sure if I feel safe traveling all by myself with my little dog. And these people may say, hey, you did a body language video on me. Come here. And they just started slapping me around. No. Natalie, I love your channel so much. I'm so happy to hear that because it gives me encouragement to keep doing it. I went to bed like 3:30 a.m. working on the Brian Albert Albert's video that I saw some of you guys watched it with the body language that he displayed yesterday in court. I was like at 10:30 p.m. I was like, all right, let me just relax, watch some TV, and I was watching the Young Jerks. And then all of a sudden the idea, I'm like, oh, I gotta make this video. And then I just start and I can't stop. And then my dog's like, what are we doing? Are we gonna sleep? And I'm like, dude, now I have this idea. I gotta finish. And this is exactly what's happening right now. I've been working on this video from today, from the court arguments from Jackson and the judge, talking about the jury form, the jury the jury form. I was just so angry. I was just so angry. But let me just before we go into that subject, let me just see who is here. Josh and you is here. Dollars to Donuts, a hung jury. Wow. What do you think? So can they? So it's 3 counts. So can they say not guilty on the first count and then be hung on the second count or something like that? This is why I do watch The Lawyer You Know and Emily Z. Baker later, because I love their input and explaining to us the law, right? How do they do that? Natalie, I listened to your meditation videos. That's how I found you. So excited following this too. That's awesome, because most people currently they're like, okay, I'm listening to the body language videos, and the meditation videos is how I got started. I love doing meditation. I listen to meditations all the time, and I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. I actually, right after this trial is over, I should probably work on 1 or 2 videos on meditation, motivation, to just get us back on track, right? Because a trial is extremely stressful, even for us who are just watching. Eldon Boyd, hi Eldon. Judge Bev got schooled by Jackson today on her jury form. She changed it. She knew she would catch heat for wording it incorrectly. So, okay, things I've heard so far on this issue, right? My first reaction was, I'm just listening to this as I'm cleaning the house and preparing to go out in the morning, and I'm listening. First of all, why does the jury have a form that hasn't been approved for sure, like that hasn't been fully approved yet? Why do they have I'm a very detailed oriented person, and to find out that the jury has a form that might be confusing to them, it's mind boggling, right? Number one. Number two, what I've heard from I was listening to The Lawyer You Know earlier. What I heard from him was that it's actually not that uncommon to have that on the form, that if the person just says not guilty on the first one, it applies to all of them. That she's not completely wrong. Okay, so the judge's not completely wrong. But what bothers me so much about her is her demeanor, her attitude, and her behavior. And that's what we do here in this channel, right? And that's why I'm creating a video on this specific topic, because her behavior is automatically condescending, automatically dismissive, and automatically like, Jackson, you are a fly in the wall. You're natty because you're from here. You're from Massachusetts. You've seen this before, right? And Yanette is like, actually, Your Honor, I never saw this way. She's like, I don't believe you. Or what is it that she said? She said, I disagree with you. So you disagree that he never saw it? So like, he's telling you, I never saw it. I disagree with you. So it's just, aggravating. It's aggravating because even for Karen, sitting there thinking, this freaking lady has the power to decide how long I'm going to spend in prison if the jury convicts me. She has the power to decide how this form is going to be read. And she's there siding and just breathing loud and telling everybody how tired she is and just feeling annoyed and like attacking me in public. She's like, what are you laughing at, Miss Reed? Excuse me, is there something funny? Excuse me. And then in the video that I'm creating, I caught her laughing a few moments later when she is reading her revised jury instructions. Is there something funny here to you, Judge Bav? I would be completely infuriated if I was in KarenRead's place right now, to be sitting there with a person who's supposed to be an impartial party and is supposed to be the judge, helping the justice system, which is supposed to be blind, be followed, laugh when she is like, oh, I guess if it's this and manslaughter in the second degree, what? You don't get to laugh. You don't get to laugh. I mean, if the defendant maybe smiled or whatever, it's because of your freaking attitude towards the pretrial motions and towards the current trial, towards her attorney, how unfair and dismissive you have been. I'm not going to say I take it back when saying that she's unfair, because I do believe that when it comes to her decisions, she ends up having a decision. Most of her decisions have been beneficial to the defense. They have been fair to the defense, in my humble opinion. But her demeanor and the way she speaks to the defense in front of the jury is completely inappropriate in my opinion. So I'm sorry I'm so angry, but I was just so taken aback by the way that she spoke to the defendant today, by the way she spoke to the defense attorney. And like a lot of attorneys say, this is our justice system. Unfortunately, it's us against them, and they work together, the judges and the prosecution. A lot of times, even though it's not supposed to be like that, they do work together. So MD, that edit was great. Thank you. I think you're talking about the Brian Albert body language video. Karina, love that video. It's so funny. Yeah, I was like, this guy, I can't believe he showed up in court, and I can't believe that he doesn't realize what his face does. And the first time I heard his testimony in the beginning of the trial, I'm thinking, oh, this guy's like a professional witness. He's not really like showing us a lot. And okay, fine. But then as I watched him, I'm like, oh, his micro expressions though, right? Like his facial expressions are so rich. And it's like, sir, why are you so uncomfortable when they're talking about John being inside of the house? Why does your face make contortions? And your tongue is going like, and you go, like, why are you making all these faces, sir? Do not screenshot my faces, by the way. And I can screenshot his faces, but he cannot screenshot my face. And why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you in the courtroom? Are you trying to intimidate somebody? Because this is your attitude. This is your facial expression, your attitude, your behavior. He's one of my least favorites, if not the least favorite, because I do feel malice from him. I feel malice from him. From a lot of people, I just feel like they're maybe not that bright, like Brian Higgins, But from Brian Albert, I really feel malice, and I do not enjoy making videos on him because I have to keep looking at him and listening to him. But I knew I had to make that video last night because it was just so glaring what he did. Natalie Pierani, hello. I feel your channel will be big. You have a great energy, all good vibes. Thank you so much. I mean, we're all good vibes here, right? Because it helps me with the mental health, and it helps me to stay grounded, and it's important. Natalie, this is scary. I'm nervous for Karen. I'm nervous too. Honestly, I'm nervous. I know we're supposed to be positive, and even I wrote in my description, pray, hope, and don't worry, which is a phrase from Saint Pio. Pray, hope, and don't worry. It's so easy to say, and to say surrender, and to say, do not lean on your own understanding. Just give it to God and just pray. But this is a huge deal, and I would be dead already of nervousness if it was me. I know she's being very strong, but she has no option, right? She's been put in that position. We talked about that the other day here. When you're put in an unimaginable situation, you got to deal with it, and you have no other option. So she, let's just send a lot of prayers and strength to Karen and to her family and to all the supporters, the people who are there waiting, and the jury, so that they have clarity of mind to make the right decision here. The legal. There are 3 primary charges and then at least 2 lesser included offenses. Okay, I saw they have. Okay, we'll look into that. I know they have. What is it that I don't want to give you guys the raw information, but this is what I have. That she faces the first count is murder in the 2nd degree. The 2nd count is manslaughter, I believe, while operating under the influence. And then the 3rd count is leaving the scene of someone who has been, who is dead without proper documentation and stuff like that. Natalie, I've been doing lots of breathing exercises through this trial. I don't know how Karen can breathe. What a terrifying feeling. Absolutely. Like I like to try to do at least 5 minutes of meditation or breathing or something. Even if I go to the gym and after I'm done, I sit right there at the gym and I just sit and I listen to something for 2, 3 minutes and that's it. Another thing is the Apple Watch has it's called mindfulness, I believe. It's like mindfulness and it's free. You can just click on breathe and for 5 minutes, I believe, or 1 minute, it will give you like a little vibration on your pulse and it helps you to remember how to breathe. Like breathe in, inhale, hold, and then breathe out, which does so much good for our brain, for our neurons and everything, and it just helps us to relieve stress. It helps our immune system. It helps so many things in our bodies. It's important to keep in mind that we have to be proactive when it comes to our health, our mental health. We have to do things in order to obtain certain results, right? It doesn't just come out of nowhere. Karina, I hate it when a trial comes to an end. I'm like, what am I gonna do now? It's horrible. That is a totally understandable feeling, and I feel the same way. It's like, what am I supposed to do with my life? Like, what did I do before this trial? Because I feel like I wake up and I go to sleep thinking about KarenRead and all the characters, because unfortunately this is a real story. It's a true story, and there's real people with their life on the line, but I felt like these are characters. For a lot of, I feel like, especially when I'm making the body language videos, I'm like, okay, so Colin Albert is a character. Then we got Jennifer McCrabe is another character. And then we got the Mike Alberts, because that's how it feels like. They're so out of this world that it feels like we're inside of a mini series, right? We are, because apparently I think Netflix is going to be creating some type of series out of this. So, it's just like, what are we supposed to do now? So here's my plan. My plan, okay. I booked a 3 night hotel on the beach. I live in Florida, but I booked it on the beach, like on the sand, for me and my dog, Whisper. I know, don't laugh at me, okay? He's my date. And we're just gonna do like mental health resets. We're gonna walk on the beach in the morning. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna get a massage, and then we're gonna come back to life and probably go into the Baldwin case. Right after this, we're gonna go into the Baldwin case, creating videos and body language and all that stuff. Hopefully, it's gonna be as interesting as this case. I think it's a very difficult thing to happen. So I do think, maybe just create a little plan. Like maybe, I'm gonna do a reset my grocery list. I'm gonna do a 1 day of self-care, whatever it may be, to help us get back into that level-headed, balanced way to live again after the trial. Joshing you really from a trial where the prosecution submitted an inverted video as true and accurate. It's just, I feel like that's why I'm nervous, because it's like, at this point, for most of us who have been watching this for a while, and just we have had the ability and the time afterwards to digest every day the evidence, to talk to each other, right, to get feedback from each other, from all the things that we watch and listen to and the channels we interact with. But for the jury, they just sat there, like they just had to absorb this information. So to them, this is a huge time as well. They're going to be accountable for whatever decision they make. They're going to be questioned about it. They're going to be interviewed if they decide to do so. And to us, it's very simple to say, listen, just go into the room, do a poll, everybody innocent, great, let's go home. But they're taking it seriously, which is a great thing. They should. I heard these are people who seem to be very smart. They were paying attention, taking notes. Of course, at some points, I've heard reports that they were like nodding off, especially with Lolly. But yeah, I mean, let's just pray that they are working diligently and they're going to make the right decision. Karina says to Natalie, it's a horrible feeling. It's just nerve-wracking. The legal. The state creates standard forms, and Jackson challenged their being standard by saying it's confusing. True. The judge refused to change and then reconsider her decision to cover her own behind. I agree completely. I think so. And if it wasn't for you guys who understand the law so much, I wouldn't have known that. I would have been like, the judge is so unfair. So I do understand that this is the standard form and this is the way it is in Massachusetts. I understand Jackson made a big deal out of it, and she reconsidered because, of course, of all the press, all the attention this case is getting, and also because probably somebody said something to her, because she's not a very humble person that who likes to listen to your feedback and consider your feelings. She's the type of person that says, while you're speaking, she's like, no, no, no. So why are you here, Mr. Jackson? Listen, Mr. Jackson, go back to California. Like, can we talk to Yannetti? Yannetti, Mr. Yannetti, what is he talking about? That's her, right? She doesn't really like the feedback. So Natalie says, I am hoping for the best despite the outcome. I like seeing the smaller channels get noticed during these big trials. It's a good community on YouTube. To me, this has been such a huge learning curve, because I just did my meditation videos. I had time to do all of it, to edit, to learn. I just started learning, and then all of a sudden I saw Jennifer McCabe, and I decided I must do a body language video on her because she's completely all over the place. And then once I did it, I got so many comments that I was like, oh my God, people like this stuff. Let me make some more videos. And then I had to learn so many things at once. Today I created a short, and some guy was like, you need to learn how to create a short. And I said, I do. I have no idea how to create shorts. All I know is they have to be portrait and they have to be 15 seconds. I don't know how to do it. And it's everything I'm learning. I'm learning as we go. So I really appreciate the people that have come to the channel and supported me, just share and make a comment and subscribe, because then I think YouTube starts to recommend the channel to more people, and that's amazing because I really enjoy spending time here with you guys. The legal, if there's no decision before lunch tomorrow, then there's at least one juror who believes there may be a charge that Read is guilty of. The jury is most likely taking their time and being thorough. I think that's a very, very very great comment. I don't even have the right word for it, but very precise comments, because I believe they are, yesterday they were given the case at what time, 3 p.m. or something. And we were like, okay, let's go 5 p.m. before 5 p.m. I don't remember the time they were given the case, but I do believe they had about a little over 2.5 hours with the case, because that's when I was streaming. Then today they had all day. Okay, so they probably, let's go over the evidence. Let's talk about it a little bit. So yeah, tomorrow, if there's no decision, maybe because somebody is undecided. But I do agree with you that they're taking their time. Hi, Marcia. No verdict again. This is crazy. Hi, Bianca. Hi. Yeah. We're anxious here. And I wonder if the jury goes home and doesn't say anything to their family. How I cannot be in a jury. Okay. Please don't clip this and send it to the jurisdiction I'm in, because I would be like, I have so many thoughts. Don't ask me. I can't keep it inside. Can I please just talk to somebody and tell them everything I think? So it's very, very difficult. Natalie, I try to be aware that I'm watching someone else's life on the line and not just watch for the drama. Very, very important, right? We have to watch ourselves, check ourselves all the time, get back on track, and remember that we're dealing with people's lives. Absolutely. Even when I make my videos, and sometimes they're funny videos, sometimes I'm making fun of the judge or Albert or whoever it may be. To me, it just comes naturally that some people I don't touch, right? I don't touch the victim's family. I don't touch the defendant. And most of the witnesses I don't really touch, as far as making fun of them or making them look evil or anything. But when it comes to people that come up and they deliberately lie, gaslight, they show malice, then I don't have a lot of problems making the videos that I make sometimes, because I'm like, all right, if you're just gonna sit there and just lie to my face and be arrogant and pretend and act like you're talking to people who are dumb, like Brian Albert does, I'm not gonna have any pity on that. So, but yeah, absolutely. When it comes to the defendant and the victim's family and the defendant's family and everything, they are going through this for real. And to us, it's really hard to grasp that sometimes because this case has become so big, right? Joshing you, yep, the just us system. DJ 637. Bab's comment to Karen made it clear where she stands. It did. It was very unprofessional, very, very unprofessional, especially after her attitude, right? We have some videos in this channel about the judge versus the defense team in the pre-trial motions, but I'm going to be releasing a video tonight. I'm still working on some of the edits on what happened today. Hopefully, it's just her attitude. She shouldn't be commenting on the defense during the trial in front of the jury. Oh, when they have a proper way of asking the question, they're not gonna don't answer that question. She said something like that to a witness. No, don't answer that question. He's going to ask you again in a proper way in front of the jury. Or excuse me, Miss Reed, is there something funny? Yes, your face is funny, Judge Bev, because you keep being rude since the beginning, since the pretrial motions, unfair, and making terrible comments and unprofessional and cutting the defense off and interrupting and just being like, no. So, as Alan Jackson speaking. So yeah, it gets to a point where the defendant sitting there, her life is on the line, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, she's like, Judge, this is getting ridiculous. She hasn't been able to talk so much. She hasn't been able to vent, to speak. She just sits there. So this is very unprofessional from the judge to comment on anything. Joshing you when he thinks no one is watching. Are you referring to Brian Albert? I think you're referring to Brian Albert. That was crazy. I think we should just watch the Brian Albert video real quick in case you haven't seen it. Most people have seen it. This is a good one I made last night at like 3 a.m. So let's take a look at his attitude when the closing arguments were happening, and we'll take a pause in some of these.
Things standing between KarenRead and the tyranny of injustice. A job you didn't want, but it's the greatest responsibility we have as citizens here in America. A job you didn't want, but it's the greatest responsibility we have as citizens here in America. Preparing for today, I was reminded, quote, it's a quote about the truth. Quote, it's a quote about the truth. A quote, it's a quote about the truth. And those who permit themselves to tell a lie once find it much easier to do it a second time, and a third, and a third. This falsehood of the tongue leads to that of the heart, and in time, it depraves all its good dispositions. What does that mean? It means that it's been observed that to tell an untruth, to exaggerate, to make a false claim, it's a cancer. One lie begets another, and it's a malignancy that grows over time. And that, folks, is how a cover-up is born. That's how a Massachusetts state trooper says in whispered tones to his friends when he thought no one was looking or listening, You don't have to wonder if they would lie to support their narrative. You need only wonder how many times they did lie. Over and over and over, they and others were caught deceiving you. Big things, small things, it didn't really matter. They feared nothing. They'll look you in the eye and deny phone calls. They'll deny secret meetings. They'll claim that calls are butt dials and butt dials are answered. They'll show you a video and tell you left is right and right is left. They'll magically turn 3 pieces of plastic into 5 right before your eyes. And even when they're caught with their own lies, they won't blink, they don't sweat. They'll just look you in the eye and demand, pay no attention. You folks look the other way. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a cover-up in this case, plain and simple. You'll surely say to yourself, I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe that could happen in our community. But sadly, over the past 8 weeks, you've seen it right before your eyes. So how does a cover-up happen? Well, let's count the ways, shall we? Before your eyes. So how does a cover-up happen? Well, let's count the ways, shall we? Sure. Handpick your investigator. Make sure it's someone we know, someone on our side. Keep them close. Don't record interviews. Write vague and false police reports. Omit witnesses' names. Omit witnesses' interviews altogether.
Let's take a quick pause here. So yeah, I was very impressed. And yes, for Queen Olive, who said, oh, I think she's saying hi to Otto. Hi Otto, hi Ask Bob, hi Sassy Pants and everybody. I'm so glad you guys are here. I think this is like the most people we've had on a live, even though I didn't even announce it. This is so awesome. Thank you everybody for being here. So yeah, I wish the image was better, because where you have most of these court fees are not even like 1080 HD image quality, and I had to get the video, record the video, then I had to zoom in his face to get his expressions. So very bad quality when we have the zoomed in, but I think we can get what he was doing with his lips, right? So Brian Albert, he has classic body language, micro expressions, right? So what do we always say about body language? Body language is an individual thing. So nothing that we see is universal to everyone. However, there are universal studies, there are universal tics and things that people do specifically after they hear an information or they speak something, they say, they finish answering a question, that's when their face is going to do something. Why does our face do something, or our arms or our hands? It's because our subconscious mind is, it wants everything to be in a coherent manner. Sorry for my sometimes I don't have the right words, because English is not my first language, but our subconscious mind wants everything to be in a coherent manner. So when the information that we are listening to or speaking is not exactly going on with the truth in our subconscious mind, we have something called cognitive dissonance, right? Cognitive dissonance is 2 pieces of information going in different directions. We're saying something with our mouths, but our brain is like, nope, that's not what happened. So then our face, it comes out in our face somehow. So with Brian Albert, what we see a lot is the disappearing lips. It's like, he just presses the lips together in a way that they disappear completely, which is a sign of something is wrong. I'm under pressure here. Something is wrong about this information that I've received. We have the tongue, like he's doing a mouth grooming with the tongue to the sides. He has a lot of anxiety and suppressed anger. He does the lemon face, which is like, the face you make when you're sucked on a lemon. I don't know who sucks on lemons by itself, but anyways, maybe if you're a tequila drinker, right? You suck on a lemon and then your face goes like that. He does that, which is a signal of displeasure. I don't like this. I don't like that. And a lot of things that he does is something that anyone in the naked eye could see, because he just has so much suppressed anger, and he's huffing and puffing as the information is being spoken. And when Jackson is speaking, the most important thing to watch for in body language is how does a person is usually when they are supposed to be comfortable, because body language and deception itself, which is a very difficult thing to perceive, deception, when people are lying or when they're perceiving something that they don't like and it's not aligned with what they want, it's something like comfort versus discomfort, comfort versus discomfort. So if somebody's sitting there, they're being straightforward, their breathing is normal, their blink rate is normal, they're just answering questions, that is a comfortable state. And when people start to fidget and breathe hard and just have all these things happening in their micro expressions, it's a signal that they are uncomfortable. And what we do is we watch closer on those cues and see, okay, why are you uncomfortable here? What is it that Jackson just said that made you uncomfortable? And a lot of times it's a phrase like, for example, I think 3 of the things I can remember right now that Brian Albert was very uncomfortable about was John O'Keefe being inside the house and the steps, going down and up the steps. Also, when they talked about Chloe, which to me wouldn't signal a lot, because if they were talking about a dog, it's very emotional and it could cause your face to do any kinds of things. And also when he was talking about the truth, I was like, whoa, they just their faces just went down. So it's just interesting to keep an eye open for that, right? Because Brian Albert, he's someone who I believe in his mind, he thinks he's so slick, and that his testimony was so remember when he addressed the jury, when he first sat in the witness stand and he was like, good morning, judge. Good morning, jurors. Ask me anything. Go ahead. I'm Brian Albert. I have nothing to hide. But then, sir, we can see right through you. You cannot put that front to all of us, because we are actually smarter than you. Maybe you don't have that ability to have empathy, to feel what the other human being is feeling, but most of us do. And we see that you are not being completely genuine with us. So anyways, let's take a break, because I want to hear from you guys. I'm so happy everybody's here. I try to read most of the comments that I can. So let's see some of the comments I start here so I don't miss. Just Not Your Biz saying, the way this case is, I hope none have been bought off. I only say that because of how biased this judge has been. It's always a concern, right? It's always a concern, especially now that we're waiting on this for what seems to be like a decade. It's just like, okay, so what's happening? Did somebody get bought off, or did they intimidate somebody? What's going on? We don't know. So hopefully all we can do is pray, hope, and not worry, right? Pray, hope, and not worry. Lynn, True Crime Prize, good to have you here. Lynn, I think, was on my first live. It was probably just me and her. And I love having you here. I'm so glad. Hashtag justice for John and Karen. That's right. That's a great hashtag. Susan Lane says, where is it? The goal is a hung jury. Not guilty is what the judge doesn't want. So on a hung jury, are they able to try her again? I think so, right? I think that if they want to, they can try her again in a hung jury. That sucks. D-Legal, you're right about the judge. Yeah, I've definitely observed her a lot. That I can tell you. Maybe I don't know everything about the law, but I do observe her behavior. AJR TV, Bianca, what do you think happened? Do you think Karen is innocent or guilty? That's such a hard question. Okay, so like I said, first of all, I don't know what happened, right? But he's asking what I think happened. I I didn't really have like, oh my gosh, Karen's completely innocent. I didn't have that full opinion since the beginning. I didn't know her. I didn't know the case. And I was pretty much just watching the trial because I enjoy watching trials. And I was like, okay, well, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I don't know. I don't know her. And towards the end of the trial, I'm pretty much like, okay, there's no way she did it because I believe the ARCA guys, I believe the MEs, but all of them. And it just makes sense that if a car hits you, you're going to get bruising, right? If you hit something, if you hit your desk, you're going to get bruised. So if you have a tail light shatter your arm in a way that, create those lines and, those scratch marks and stuff, there would be tissue and blood in the tail light. So those types of evidence to me were very convincing that she was not involved in the death of Mr. O'Keefe. I believe maybe there was a fight. Everybody was really drunk that night, and we don't think about that all the time, but everybody was really drunk. Higgins had like 6 whiskeys that he admitted to, which is let's multiply that by 3, because usually that's how it works with alcohol. When you go to the doctor and you're like, how much do you drink, mister? Oh, I just have like a couple of glasses of wine a day, even though it's probably a bottle of wine every other day or something. We underestimate how much alcohol is consumed. So maybe there was some type of altercation. Like, I don't know where's Karen? Why are you asking about Karen? Blah, 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 blah. The dog gets involved, and then they don't know what to do. They're like, all right, get the kids out of here. Just get the kids out of here. Jennifer, take all the kids home, and we'll just put him in the basement. I don't know. Look at me. I'm creating situations that this sounds crazy. I'm just going to go back to your comments because I'm sure you guys have better things to say. Joe Biffle, hello, good looking jurors are going home. So we're doing this again tomorrow. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how the day's going to be. I got ready to go to the gym, and I haven't gone to the gym yet because I started working on the video. I'm like, maybe if they do it before 5 o'clock, we can go live and just, go through I really want to be live with you guys when the verdict is read. Hopefully to, celebrate with you guys, but I'm not sure. It all depends. Ask Bob. Hi, Ask Bob. Bev is part of the whole corrupt Norfolk County system. Prayers for Karen. Absolutely, prayers for Karen. This is Randy 464. Those jurors must have been asleep during the trial. This is cut and dry, not guilty. Yes, or maybe they're just trying to, make sure. JC, and I was sure that it would be fast, not guilty verdict. I guess I was wrong. A lot of people are feeling this way. Otto, so good to see you too. Michael, you should let me come be your date. Oh, for my little mini vacation with my dog. Rest Diver 1, can I fit in your luggage? I need a vacation. I know. I'm probably just gonna have like a backpack because I'm not going far at all. I just want to be on the beach and just like be on the sand, me and my dog just relaxing and just enjoying. Yeah, unless one juror was fixed. This is Massachusetts. Let's, good choice. Karina says good choice, Bianca. I thought we would have a not guilty verdict by now. I'm shocked. Otto says. Trish says the same. Let me see. Rest Diver 1, I'm looking at the longer deliberation positively, assuming they want to do their due diligence. Debbie, how can anyone not have a reasonable doubt? There's so much reasonable doubt. So much. But here's one that helps us. Tenacity for the truth. Remember that Rittenhouse took this long to come back as not guilty. I do not remember that. I definitely watched every second of the Rittenhouse case, but I did not remember how long the jury took. So I really appreciate Tenacity for the Truth making this comment here, because it really reminds us, guys, when the anxiety is through the roof, just take a break, take a step back, and just remember Rittenhouse came back not guilty. So Lucinda, hello. Absolutely not, or absolutely yes. Absolutely not. I was on one, and my husband and I talked about it all the time. They took me out of my home, and I had to get a sitter for my girls. My husband was not happy. I really don't know how these people can serve in the jury for so long. 9 weeks is a eternity. I would have to talk. I would have to talk to somebody. Christine was so nice to listen to AJ do his closing without Bev interrupting or Lally object. Christine, that was awesome. I mean, what a closing, right? What a stud. What a freaking guy. Alan Jackson did amazing. Absolutely amazing. Lolly was so lost. I was yawning through his closing. I can't believe there are people on Twitter or X or whatever you call it saying that Lolly did a great job and that Karen is guilty. I'm like, what? All right, what world do you live in? But anyways, Joe, there should have been blood pressure medication named after Auntie Beth. BB Collins, yes, I wanted you to watch, but work gets in my way. Sometimes we gotta work, you know what I mean? Like I gotta work too. I gotta sell some houses, guys, so that we can have more vacations and more trials. Absolutely. Queen Olive. Hello, everyone. Hi, Queen Olive. Great to see you here. Otto says the judge is so mad that Karen is innocent. Worst, most corrupt judge I have ever come across in my life. Ask Bob, saying hi to Sassy. Sassy, they renew Rafferty. The guy she hit with her car files suit and asks for a jury trial, 250,000 in medical costs alone. So Rafferty, I guess it's so Canton was having a board meeting last night, right? I think I watched some of that on the Young Jerks. And then they renewed Rafferty, which is what is her position? Let us know here in the comments. I think she's some type of supervisor for the Canton police, which wouldn't be great. Wouldn't be great. I don't know. Christine, AJ deserved standing ovation. Had me almost in tears at one point. I mean, just the emphasis on certain words, right? You have to have a flow, emphasis. But he didn't come in too hot, which sometimes he came in super hot with the witnesses like Proctor, who deserved it. But with the jury, he didn't come in super hot. He just was like strong, powerful closing. Absolutely. Okay, everybody's telling me here that Randy says Jackson for president. Yes, United Jackson 2024. Patty Rock is telling me Rafferty is the chief of police. Christine telling me the chief of police. Thank goodness Jackson noticed that, or we would have had a wrong verdict form, which nothing surprises me. Which is like, why did they have that form in the first place, guys? Why did they have that form in the first place with the jury? Why is the jury looking at something that is not absolutely 100% correct? I'm not here to judge them, because I mean, they must be done. They must be so above and beyond exhausted at this point that they're just zombies. But the adrenaline keeps you going for sure. But somebody should have caught that. Jessica Sousa, Alan Jackson with his closing was so poetic and spoke the truth. Amazing closing. Lally was a flop. And when the judge was like, Mr. Lally, you have 1 minute left, and he was in silence for like 30 seconds, I was like, he's done. He doesn't have anything to say. Oi, Simone, that's my aunt in the chat from Brazil. She speaks Portuguese. Otto, Bianca, she must have gotten admonished, because, as I'm sure you know, she came back and told them that she was going to fix the error only because she had to fix it the form anyway. So the verdict form was wrong. Yeah, she does not like to be wrong, and she does not like to have to, agree with Jackson at all. Sassy Pants is here. He picked out the shooter. Okay, so I think you guys are talking about something else here. Randy, in this Twilight Zone episode we're living in, nothing surprises me anymore. In the KarenRead trial is the trial that keeps giving. It just keeps going on and on. There's always something. When you think it's over and like, okay, that's it, we're just going to sit and wait now, some bombshell occurs, or the judge like makes fun of the defendant. Excuse me, is there something funny here, Mrs. Reed? Judge, no. There's something every day that happens. Susan Lane says 10% believes she's guilty. 1 to 2 jurors might. Yes, they might. But they have to believe that the SUV caused the death. And that is where I'm very, I would struggle with that a lot. Hayden Harris, Rittenhouse took 47 hours. Great reminder. Because I was so emotional when Rittenhouse was innocent. I was so emotional. I probably cried. I think I cried. Gitmo Holiday, hello. How can any juror ignore the dog bites in his arm? Yeah, I mean, honestly, maybe they're just taking this seriously and working through the evidence. That's Ed Gain. This is past due diligence. Someone or few are holding out. I don't know, guys. It was 9 weeks, maybe they asked for the cert report, which was an indication to me that they're looking through the pieces of tail light found at 34 Fairview, because maybe they're saying, well, but how would a guy just like plant evidence, even though it was Proctor? Why are you looking at the report? Like, you're not focusing on the fact that the ME said this is not a pedestrian versus SUV. This is an animal attacked by Dr. Russell. The ARCA guys testified this goes against the laws of physics. You would have to change the laws of physics for this to work, Miss Alali. Miss Alali is like, well, what if anything can we change then? So, Thomas C., hit the like button, guys. Please leave me a comment, subscribe, share, so that I can keep making these videos. Lisa Lee, hello, Lisa Lee. Your chat is packed today. Good for you. You're awesome. I'm so glad and surprised. I didn't even know I was gonna do a live, and then all of you guys are here. So this is awesome. Corinne is saying hi to my aunt, Bianca's auntie. It's so cute. Does Bev decide the jury instructions? So the jury instructions, they have they have the common, the main formats that jury instructions are based on. For example, like the definition of second degree murder. What does it mean to have reasonable doubt beyond reasonable doubt to a moral degree of certainty or something like that. But then the attorneys, the defense and the prosecution, they talk and they all submit their own versions of what they would like, and then they discuss, and then the judge makes the decision. So that's what she worked on with the attorneys the other day. It might have been yesterday, but everything is just like a blur, so the days are merging together. So that's what they were talking about. And the defense team actually got a lot of what they wanted in the jury instructions included. So it was a very beneficial jury instruction for the defense overall when they were talking about it. I think it was yesterday, but we didn't expect this thing about today, right? Because like I wrote something on Twitter, like, we as human beings, when we see a form and it says check yes or no, we want to check. I want to complete tasks, right? You give me tasks, I want to complete the tasks. I want all the little green check marks. So if you give me a form and it says guilty, but then I don't have an option for anything else, it's like, oh, what do I do? What do I check? Do I just check guilty then because it's the only option here? Like, I know it sounds silly, but it should be very clear. Guilty here, not guilty here. Please check the box that applies. So Sandra Olive, I just subscribed. Saw you on Recovery Addict. Really? What is that? Is that a channel? I don't know, but thank you for subscribing, Sandra. There's definitely a lot of meditations and breathing techniques and motivational videos here in this channel for people who are in recovery as well. Karina, don't forget to hit that like button. That's right. So Otto says, usually the jurors, after meeting up alone, they pick a four-person. The judge does not pick a four-person unless the jurors say we can't find out who we want. Then she goes to number one. Well, she did say in Massachusetts it's common practice for the judge to pick one. So I don't know about that. Beryl Kubler is saying something stinks in Massachusetts and it's not a cod. Oh my goodness, this is getting so. we're so anxious. Everybody's anxious. Everybody's anxious. Randy says everything what's done in the dark will come to the light, and I love that. I love it. Jessica, Bianca, did she see what happened this Sunday in Canton with all the Alberts, Nagels, Jills, Collins, godmother? Who, me or the judge? I saw what happened with Dr. Turtleboy. Dr. Turtleboy getting assaulted by Jill Alberts, and she started slapping him around and doing all those things, like just got his phone. Bear says, I never saw a judge pick the foreman before the alternates were chosen. Bizarre. Okay. MD, the whole Albert family needs a hug. They're so upset. I don't think they look upset. I think they look angry. Queen Olive, you're talking to Ruth Ain. This is a great channel. Bianca's awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome for being here. Jessica, Brian Albert is a trained detective. He knows how to keep his eyes looking the same so he doesn't give anything away, but his mouth tells a different story. That's right. So let's finish up finishing this video on the Brian Albert body language, and then we'll probably come back tomorrow to do the verdict watch again. We'll probably do the same thing if they decide to give us some notice. That'll be great. And then we'll go live when the court goes live. So let's finish this video. And tonight I'm going to be posting a video on what happened today in court between the judge and the attorneys and Miss Reed. So let's go.
High personal relationships make this case cut and dry and ensure the homeowner, quote, never sees any shit because he's a Boston cop. But most importantly, pick your patsy. What does it look like when the government picks a narrative and then tries to form a prosecution around the narrative? It looks a lot like this. Because Karen was too kind, too nice, spoiled them too much, illustrated what anybody could imagine is a normal set of ups and downs for any couple. They talked it out, they communicated, they worked out their issues, and they had a nice, affectionate evening out with their friends. And you don't have to take my word for it. Pull the tape, as they say. Look at the video. What are the words that every single person who testified in this case used about Karen Read and John O'Keefe that night? If an argument with a loved one is a motive for murder, folks, we're all in trouble. Speaking of which, what is the evidence that John went into the house? The Commonwealth will tell you, undoubtedly, no, he never went in the house. It shows that he took 80 steps and ascended or descended 3 flights of stairs at that time. And that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? It matches. Walks into the house, goes directly to the basement. There's your 80 steps and your descending flights of stairs. The big problem for the Commonwealth is he wasn't outside at the car, ascending and descending stairs, wasn't climbing on top of the car. So they'll tell you, wait, don't look at the Apple Health data, look at this other thing. Trooper Garino told you that Karen Read's phone connected to John's Wi-Fi at what time?
12:36. We know this, Jackson.
They passed Karen's SUV as they drove away after talking to Julie. And Karen was alone in the SUV. John was not with her. He wasn't in the car. He wasn't standing outside the car. He wasn't sitting beside the car. He wasn't laying on the ground beside the car. He was nowhere in sight. There's only one other place that John could have been.
Where? In the house.
Exactly where the Apple Health data places him. So it all had to be in order to connect to the Wi-Fi at 12:36. So unequivocally, Jennifer McCabe was lying about watching that SUV, and it makes you wonder why. And to add to that deceit, she was also blatantly lying about the calls to John. Let's talk for a second about what actually happened in the time leading up to everyone going to 34 Fairview. Brian Albert, Brian Higgins show up drunk at the waterfall. They'd been drinking in the afternoon. But the odd things keep piling up, and here's another. Chloe was the Albert family pet. Not only did she appear to be gone from the house that morning on January 29th, nobody saw her there. Even Jen McCabe admitted, I didn't see her there. But they actually got rid of the dog altogether.
That's insane.
Also a dog who had a bite history. Why was it so important to get rid of that dog? Was there something about the dog they did
How
not want law
uncomfortable he
enforcement to
looks,
find out?
fidgeting in his seat. He can't
Recall
even
what
like
Dr. Russell said.
stay there.
She's seen up to 1,000 animal attacks. After a night of drinking and hanging out and partying, after being together for the entire day at 2:22 a.m., Brian Albert decides to call Brian Higgins. That call was missed. 17 seconds later, Higgins calls Brian back.
Well, you can't have
and
a
they speak for
conversation in 22 seconds, can you?
And just in and of itself, the fact that the call was made. But
22
what's even more
seconds is
incriminating
not
is
enough.
they both claim astonishingly that those
What?
calls are the butt dials.
The butt dials. You can't have a conversation. Oh, what's that?
Brian
What's that?
Higgins. It's Brian, last name Albert.
How deep is that plow?
It was dark. Whiskey, I think it was 3 to 4. At least a couple. Fooling around. The TV was on.
14.
I remember the phone being on the bed. I threw the phone away.
13,
My phone was upgraded.
12,
Do I know how to get rid of information?
10,
I mean, I think there's different ways that you can possibly wipe your phone.
8,
My best friend. He's a coworker of mine. He has a level of expertise more than myself. He wipe your phone.
5,
Correct that it becomes a brick. If I did take the SIM card out, I would have.
2.
I had every right to do that. Objection.
Sustained.
You see, you're the only thing.
Unbelievable. You can definitely have a conversation 22 seconds. You can say, you know, my best friend, he knows how to get rid of information. Yep. So, Otto, has this jury been sequestered at night or have they been going home? I haven't heard anything about sequestration. It's a very rare thing. So I do believe they may just be going home normally, you know. Brittany. Hi, Brittany. Welcome. Like, I have very bad nerves. Can you imagine? I have never seen a guilty, not guilty, and then guilty, guilty, guilty ever. I can feel your nerves, Brittany. I can feel your nerves through the screen because I feel the same way. Guys, I could not sleep until like after 3 a.m. After 3 a.m. And I feel like maybe tonight might be the same. I've drank like 2 Celsius already. This is not good. I haven't gone to the gym, so I haven't put my energy anywhere. And this is not, it's just so nerve-wracking. Born Free 050 Runaway Jury. Yes, the jury. I hope they're okay. Okay, last comments. Jessica Souza, Officer O'Keefe's dad, wasn't there for closing arguments and for the past couple of weeks. That speaks volumes that he doesn't think Karen's guilty. Yeah, he was there today. And the Alberts were not there today because, I mean, maybe they saw the body language video and they were like, we better not show up because Brian Albert's going to make all these faces again. But definitely the dad wasn't there yesterday, which is it's strange, you know, guys, but everything will be reviewed. The truth is always reviewed at the end. Sassy Pants, I'm not a big Twitter person, but this has like 750 views and multiple shares from your Brian Albert video. Oh my God, really? That's so cool. And I meant to say, because some of you guys were talking about the Recovery Addict channel, so I have to go check them out. I didn't know about them. I'm sure I'm going to love it because I'm very big with meditation and stuff. And I know in recovery, that's very important. So thank you for letting me know because it really makes me, look for the channels that are supporting each other and stuff. It's awesome that they said something about the video. Otto, I'm shocked that Brian Albert, Jennifer McCabe, and Colin attempted to intimidate the jury yesterday. Why would Colin be there? He didn't get along with John. That was Brian Albert, Jennifer McCabe. They truly are the ringleaders on this cover-up. I think it was a power play, like, let's go show that we don't have anything to hide in their minds, in their crazy minds, but like a power play, especially because they're talking about us all the time. Christine, my dog, can't wait for this to be over so he can have his routine back. Oh my God, that truer words were never spoken, right? Whisper is like, who are you? Why are you on the floor at 2 a.m.? Because I'm like the chair in the office sometimes hurts my back after sitting here for so many hours doing videos. So I'm sitting on the floor with like a yoga pillow and my laptop is on a chair and I'm making the video at 3 a.m. and my dog's like, who are you? Like, can you please just come back to snuggle with me? And so we can go to the dog park every day like we used to. And I say, Whisper, I'm waiting on the KarenRead verdict, like, please help me. Otto, for a 20-year-old kid like Colin Albert to go to court, it begs questions. I don't know. Corrine, I shared it on Twitter, just started using again. Me too. I only use Twitter on these things too because it's a very interesting place for information, for sharing and stuff. But Twitter can be a very dangerous place because people are very angry there. So be careful with that. And guys, I think I'm just gonna finish up honey and salt. We want the jury to be okay. Let's keep in mind that they're trying to follow the rules. They don't know what we know. That's right, honey and salt. They don't know what we know. Exactly. And we've had so much time to digest the information in little pieces. 9 weeks we've had, watching people give us a summary after the finish, after the court is done for the day. We've had body language videos. We've had like memes and things to make it lighter in our hearts. And the jury know. They just have to sit there and do it. Otto says it was definitely a power move, Bianca. And I'm just so happy that you guys are all here. I keep sharing your channel in every chat I go in. So Otto, you're the best. I love you so much. I really do. Especially you guys that have been here since the beginning. You guys gotta send me some suggestions on the names for the members. And then as soon as we have like a member's name, I will give you guys some memberships so that we can, just start this community and become a family. I feel like we already have become so friendly, and it's awesome to see you guys here over and over. Brittany's saying on all the posts people have been posted, over, under, I always went over. I did not expect the verdict yesterday, but I did expect it this afternoon. My nerves are bad. I'm on the edge of my seat. Oh, man, it's just... Brittany, I wonder, did the judge tell them they shouldn't be there because they look so intimidated, right? It's just... Guys, let's try. Watch a comedy movie. Go watch a special, like a comedian for an hour. Drink some water. Have like a nice bowl of fruit or like frozen yogurt or something that makes you happy, and just get your mind out of the trial. Look at me. I'm giving you advice that I will not follow probably, because I'm going to finish the video I'm doing and probably won't sleep again. So, but I will do this. I'm going to go out for an hour, take a walk, go outside into the world, breathe, and just take a quick break, because I know tonight's probably going to be a difficult time, a difficult time to sleep as well. Maybe they want to make it look good for a few days, but I was shocked that they asked any questions after the obvious corruption. Yes, I do agree. I thought about that. I was like, I wouldn't have said it like in the jury room, but I would have thought it like, guys, this is a pretty big trial. Like, we don't want to just come out and say something. We want to make sure that we're doing our jobs, because afterwards they're going to want to interview us. They're going to want to have book deals, and Netflix is involved. Maybe they know their camera. Well, they definitely know the cameras are there, right? So maybe we want to make it look good, like, so that we have a bigger part in this than just, here you go, here's the decision. But we don't know. And we hate not knowing things. As human beings, we hate not knowing things. But we gotta try. It's just another day. Hopefully we can do this together. Follow me on Twitter. I'll probably be there tonight, and we'll be together. Waiting for this. Did you have a channel emoji? I don't think so. I have so many things to do. MD, I don't know. But please, if you guys have any suggestions for the channel and want to help me out, everything I do is by myself. Everything, thumbnails, the videos, everything I do is by myself. I don't know a lot, so I appreciate any type of help or suggestions. Just follow me on Twitter. It's where is it? I think you can just do Bianca MMM, and then just send me a message, and I would love to connect with you guys and know who you are, besides the chat here. Sassy Bianca, you still have time to come for the verdict. I have guest space and bonus, a dog-friendly private beach. Oh, that sounds amazing. Amazing. Bye, guys. Mwah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Be healthy, and let's pray. Say another prayer tonight, a heartfelt prayer for KarenRead. I will see you guys tomorrow, probably. Love you. Bye.